In this video, I want to show you how to make an untraceable watermark. What I mean by that is a watermark to go over top of your photographs of stuff that you've made. And if someone tries to take it into Inkscape and trace it to get rid of the watermark, it will not work. Okay. As much as it pains me to say it, there are people that will steal your images, so you do need to watermark them. I'll show you right quick how to just make a simple watermark, and if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, that's fine. So I'm going to just draw a black square here so you can see what I'm doing, because I am going to make everything white. So I'll just type out my designs here, and I'll turn it white, and I'll select it, and then I'm going to open my, it's hidden over here, my fill and stroke, and I'm going to lower the opacity so that when I put my image on here, this is over top of it, okay? And you can have it as dark as you want, but you don't want it to take away from the details of the image, okay? So that's the easy way. All right, so let's delete that, and actually let me turn my opacity back up, so otherwise I'll have to mess with it later. Okay, so now I'm going to make this square smaller just because I won't have to draw as much. All right, now you need your snapping tools. So if you are in custom mode and you have all of your toolbars up here, this is your snapping. You need this first one turned on, the one that says snap nodes, paths, and handles turned on, and also snap to paths. Okay, if you are in default mode, your snapping is going to be over here. If you're in wide view, I guess I should say, instead of mode, it's going to be over here as well. All right, so let's grab our Bezier tool and let's snap to this corner. Now you'll see a little X come up, so just click when it does and double click at the other corner or click and hit enter. And then I'm going to leave this set at 0.33. I'm going to hold the shift key and I'm going to click on the color white, and then I'm going to go to my dashes here, okay, and I'm going to click on the second one, which makes a line that are dashes, okay. Now let's go to path, stroke to path, and then let's select it, just the white. And the way you can tell your black box is not checked is look down here in the fill. If the black box is selected, it will be black, okay? So grab the white one and let's Control D to duplicate, and let's flip it horizontally, okay? And then we can duplicate it again and deselect everything and just select the one white box, select it again, and rotate it so that it goes straight across the page. All right, and then we'll move it up here toward the top and we'll shrink it down. All right, now I'm going to Control D this line about 20 times. So I've already got one. So Control D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now you don't have to do that many, but I'm just doing it so you can see what happens. All right, so now I'm going to deselect everything and click on one of those, hold Control and pull it down near the bottom, okay? Then I'm going to left click and draw a box over these top ones. I'm going to hold Shift and select the bottom one. And then I'm going to go to my Align and Distribute, and I'm going to distribute them vertical gaps between the objects, okay? And that puts them equally distributed from this line to this line, okay? Now, while they're still selected, I'm going to go to Path, Stroke to Path. Now, deselect, and if I click on this one, I just wanted to make sure I turned it into a path, which I did. All right, so now I'm going to hold my Alt key and I'm going to click, well, Shift Alt. Nope, I'm going to just have to zoom in and grab that black square. All right, I've got it. And so I'm going to move it out of the way and just draw a big box to make sure I get everything selected. And then I'm going to go to Path Combine, okay? And that put them all on one. I can't think, my goodness. It made it all one object. Okay, so now what you can do is you can turn this black box into path object to path. So everything is paths. It's an SVG essentially, okay? You can save this to your desktop. So whenever you have a photograph of something that you've made, all you need to do is, whether it's an SVG or a photograph, it does not matter. This happens to be a group of 10 objects, which tells me that it's an SVG file. So if you're selling SVG files on Etsy, then you can watermark them this way and know that someone will not steal them. And if they do, they're going to have a lot of work to get it usable, okay? So now you can take your white dotted lines here, go to Fill and Stroke, and you can lower that just a little bit. I wouldn't lower it more than 50%. You want to be those lines to be visible there, and I'll show you why. Okay, so now let's actually make this a little closer to the file itself or image itself. Okay, now we can get rid of our black box and select just this and group it. Okay, and then we're going to go to File, Export PNG, and this box is going to come up. Choose Selection and Export As. I'll save it to my desktop. I'll name it Pooh, and I'll save it. And then I'm going to hit Export. Okay, now I can get rid of this. I'm not going to. I'm going to just put it aside for right now. And then I'm going to go to File, Import. I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to find Pooh, and I'm going to import it. Now, as you can see, it comes in as a bitmap. Okay. Now let me put my black box back behind here. That's exactly how we saved it. So if I select this and I go to Path Trace Bitmap and I choose Colors and uncheck Smooth and check Stack Scans, and I don't need to check Remove Background because there's not a background, but and click OK, then this here is my group of six objects. So this here is my path, my SVG file. All right. Now, if I ungroup it, and I always ungroup till it says no groups, deselect, and come back here and start pulling the layers apart. Let me actually make this a lot bigger and zoom out. Okay. If I pull all the layers apart, I'm not going to be able to fit them all on here. So here we go again. Make it bigger. I think what did I do? 8 scans, I think. Okay, here we go. All right, so now let's zoom in and look at what we've got. So all these breaks in here, they can't even use that unless they go around with the Bezier pen and fill all those in and delete all of these. And this one is worse because it has all the dotted lines inside. And this one is horrible. This one won't work at all. And this one, you know, could be maybe a silhouette if they went to path break apart and path union. But, you know, what are you going to do with a silhouette? I don't know. Maybe they want it, but they can't keep your image. This is what I'm trying to tell you, okay? So that's how I mean, if I was selling on Etsy, of all places, that's how I would watermark my stuff. But I don't even post pictures of my stuff because I don't want it stolen. And it does happen, unfortunately. You know, that's just the way it is. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, just leave a comment or get a hold of me in Troy's group and I'll try to answer them for you. But that's, you know, a couple of ways that you can at least try to keep from your designs being stolen. I wouldn't worry about putting them on like a New England Patriots logo because that's not yours. I'm talking about stuff that you design yourself, not from any other, you know, image from Google or whatever, because those are not your images anyway. They're someone else's. So I hope this video's been helpful for those of you that need it. And I thank you for watching and join me in my next video.